What it do, everybody? Welcome back. Kicking it with the GSK is here in its fullest form. AEW had set records, and even Tony Khan is going back-to-back streaks with having brawls in the back, but we'll get to that as soon as we get through this lovely intro. As you can tell, it is the fullest form of the TSK right here. We got Harold, we got Rob, we got DC, all in at the most oddest of times ever of any pay-per-view we probably ever watched. Ever. I mean, for crying out loud, the whole thing ended at, what, about 2 o'clock?
I loved it.
It was kind of nice.
5 o'clock my time.
It was kind of nice, a tad bit refreshing, but all in all, what a goddamn show. 81,000 plus paid audience in the crowd. Congratulations to them. Whether you want to hate on it, shit on it, give you some bullshit facts, we know that that is the most paid attendance for a professional wrestling show in history. Grieve all you want, cheer all you want. It is what it is. It's the truth. But before we get into the actual show, we have to talk about another fucking fight in the back. Both guys get removed.
Again.
Okay, so it got reported by every fucking dirt sheeter there was, and then apparently it was addressed by Tony Khan at the media scum, and then ultra clarified for me to y'all by Uncle Dave. So apparently what had happened was, obviously we had that whole incident, I want to say about 3-4 weeks ago, where Jack Perry wanted to use glass in a segment because he was getting ready to go on vacation. Punk shut it down because apparently he's the new boss, or at least one of the managers. You know, that fucking shift manager you real hate. He's trying extra hard to do somebody else's job. But anyway,
he's a McDonald's manager.
You're fucking telling me, but
Great analogy.
so he's doing too fucking much, and because of it, and Jack Perry being, I don't know, I guess just in his own head, if you will, they have a spot using glass. And he points to the camera right afterwards and says, "That's real glass, cry me a river." Apparently, that ensued Punk to the point where he wanted to have some words. As Jack is walking in and Punk is walking out, there is a shoulder bump, a very intentional one. After the match with Punk and Samoa Joe, fucking security is already waiting for Punk as he gets back. Jack Perry, he's escorted to his locker room. That's when Jack Perry is sent home or sent away. And then within a few minutes after that, they send Punk home. So I'm seeing one common denominator in both of these fights. And as much as people want to go back and forth and say he's not the problem, I don't see anybody else fighting anymore. I
wonder, and maybe this is just me being a conspiracy theorist, but is it possible that maybe Jack Perry's trying to get out?
That's a lovely little rumor going around. I think you could just ask for an out. Would you just ask for an out?
Tony's let it be known that he's not releasing people.
Oh, well then never mind.
So if you create so much issue that... But let's be real. Looking at somebody the size of Jack Perry, intensely talented, yes. But is he WWE talented? No. He's NXT at best.
At best.
And
I'm sorry. I love the guy. He's great at what he does, but he's not main roster.
Agreed.
Can you honestly see him headlining WrestleMania against a guy like Brock or Roman?
I don't even, and I'm being dead ass honest, and I'm not trying to downplay him at all. I don't see him main eventing a takeover.
Not even.
No.
And it's not a knock on him. It's just he's one of the only guys that's been around since the start of the company and has only improved in looks and a little bit in promo.
Would he even main event AEW?
No.
Maybe Dynamite.
What he needs.
That's at best.
When he, and you guys heard me say this, when they turned him heel, they should have cut the hair.
Oh, he wouldn't cut that fucking hair. There's not an amount of money in the world he would have paid to cut that hair.
Pull a Ziggler and straighten it. Get rid of the curls.
That would have been cool.
That's just terrible.
I think I like that.
Yeah, that would have been all right.
I don't know.
But 2 years in a row now, there's one common denominator.
Yep.
Phil.
Pepsi Phil. So, I mean, with that being said, I don't immediately want to go into playing the GM role and, what would you guys do in this situation? It's obvious Tony Khan took way more managerial skills in this one, or he used more of his managerial power in this one to shut it down and get him out of there, and then shut it down in the press. Exactly. He handled it like a fucking boss should. So finally good on that one.
Sure.
And you know what? You boys know I have been saying this shit for the longest. Like, I was saying it last year when All Out happened. Wasn't I the one saying that Tony Khan needs to step it up and act like a boss?
Oh no, I think we all said it. We all sung that exact sentiment.
And you know, there have been so many people like, "Oh, he's fine. Tony Khan's fine." Well, when this keeps happening, no, he's not.
There's a fine line you don't cross, and that's that fine line between fine and good in the managerial world.
Yeah, talking about common denominators, DC brings up a good point. Phil isn't the only common denominator. The other common denominator is Tony Khan. Tony Khan is, or should be, involved in every step of the process with AEW, or should have some knowledge of what's going on. So it's not just Phil that's the common denominator at this point. Tony Khan's got to be at blame.
Yeah.
Shut it down. If you shut it down that night after Collision or whatever, maybe it doesn't get to this point. Maybe we don't have any issues.
This should have been shut down last year with All Out.
But now there's going to be another investigation. Somebody's probably getting suspended. We're not going to see somebody for some time.
Jack Perry. It's going to be
Yeah,
it's going to be
I can see Jack done for a while.
It's for sure going to be Jack, but he's probably going to suspend Phil again too. So,
and we all know, like, we all kind of have a business mind. And Rob, you know, you've been a manager before. You know, we all kind of have that mindset. Like it or not, Punk brings in, you know, he gets views with the YouTube vids. He gets people talking. Am I saying give him a pass? No. But part of the problem with him is by not doing something, and with Collision, he's letting the power go to his head.
I think it's already there, but you got a point.
And
I mean, it's just kind of wild, though, the amount of power he actually has to send somebody from the office home.
From the office, not just a wrestler, from the office.
That's ridiculous.
Just because your boy's not allowed. Well, I'm sorry, but Christopher Daniels didn't bite anybody.
That's hilarious, and I'll never get over that part.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, but Ace Steel looks like he bites people
for fun.
Well, ask Kenneth.
He's Hannibal the Cannibal here.
Whoa. The wordplay works awesomely. But I mean, this is one of those issues where, and I hate to say it, but it's the fucking truth. It shows the WCW thing that we get color that AEW gets painted with. This is the giant ego that gets told stop
unfortunately.
And then the giant ego walks away after being told to stop it, and then the next day they call it something else. Hey, I told you to stop it. And then they walk away, and it's not being handled because they're the big star, because they're the money maker. I mean, if the ratings say anything, and even if you want to pull the fucking YouTube views or what have you, Punk don't do shit for shit. Punk drew for one fucking show, and Estolo, that was it. He drew for one show. That's nothing. That's nothing. Is he bringing camaraderie to the locker room? No. Is he bringing some form of leadership to the locker room? No. He is literally becoming Kevin Nash.
A cancer.
Yeah.
He's being the thing he made fun of in WWE. He's Kevin Nash.
He can't be the only one, though.
And I'm going to make...
honestly, he's not.
If we remember a couple months back when he randomly showed up at a WWE show, we all know what he was really doing there. He was showing Tony Khan, hey, get rid of me, I'll just go back there.
As much as he thinks maybe he would go back, at this point, I don't think that's you can play that card. Absolutely, play that fucking card. I don't think it's something that'll actually happen. Oh, no, for sure.
Because, think about it. Not long after that happened, like a month after, he's back.
Yeah, yes and no, but then again, there was
not a connection there.
I don't want to say there is, because there was already talks of him coming back, of him, instead of them buying out his contract. Oh, well, he might as well wrestle again. There was already rumblings of that, and then he shows up and the whole thing and everybody and then didn't he also get kicked out? Didn't they tell him to leave?
Mm-hmm. Triple H told him, they talked, and I guess Vince made the call. Like Triple H called him and said, "Hey, he's here. What?" And they said, "Is he still under contract to them?" And they said, "Yes." And they said,
yeah.
"He's got to go. We can't be doing this. He's got to go." And Phil knew that. He knew.
Yeah. And I get it. He's trying to make a statement in his own way, and I dig that. But at the same time, coming from a true supporter of this company, not somebody that jumped on when they heard CM Punk was returning to professional wrestling, he can go away, and this company would probably improve.
Yeah. There was that sign in the crowd that said, "Best in the world at being a bitch."
Oh, that sign was perfect. Fucking perfect sign.
And the best part is, he saw it.
Oh, I guaranteed he saw it. Guaranteed.
And it probably pissed him off.
I'm sure there's a couple of wrestlers that hunted that kid down just to take a picture with that sign.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there was.
There was another sign that said Pepsi is a soft drink.
See,
I hope you saw that one too.
That one's comedy. Oh, okay, well, we can ramble on day and night about this poor guy and how he may or may not be the ultimate cancer to bring this company down, but let's look at the positives, and that was pretty much this entire show, almost top to bottom.
Not a bad match.
No, not even the pre-show matches were really good. You had MJF and Adam Cole against Aussie Open for the Ring of Honor tag titles.
Fantastic.
We got to see the fucking double clothesline, but most importantly, the kangaroo kick is effective as all hell. And it shocked me to see MJF and Adam Cole actually win the tag titles. Yeah. I really thought this was going to start something. I really figured somebody was going to fuck it up. Maybe Roddy was going to come in and ruin the whole thing for him and start animosity, and then that would start the turn. But no. There's no turn. They work together. They drag it out. They end up getting the win. They are tag champs. And, of course, remember, they have the main event spot one-on-one. So it's just what a fucking build. What a build already. You had Hook against Jack Perry. FTW title, way better than I expected it to be.
Way better.
It was fine.
I was about to say, I was really going to say, I'm probably not in the minority. The chemistry. And we talk about chemistry all the time when it comes down to other matches and other shows. The chemistry between these two in this was on point. Fucking point. I guess if you call it the hardcore stipulations or the whatever, the beating up on the old ass fucking limo from the 80s, whatever, it worked. It fucking worked.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Okay, let's get right into the fun stuff. And the real world, I hate fucking saying that. I do hate saying that. And Teddy had brought it up. Well, maybe use it as like the idea. It was either Teddy or Kyle used the idea of using the real world championship or the real world title as that World Heavyweight Championship, that secondary world title. I think it's shit. I think it's a stupid idea, but
it looks like that's what they're leaning towards.
It feels like it a little bit. I don't see Punk against MJF anytime soon. So
right.
I get you're the collision champ.
What gets me is people think, oh, it's fine, but yet these same freaking people will rant and whine when WWE uses the same belt design for multiple titles. Where's the anger? Where's the anger for this?
I just think I'm angry right now. What are you talking about? I'm angry right now.
You get what I'm saying, though?
Oh, no, absolutely.
You can't be fine with one and then shit on the other. And it goes both ways. It goes both ways.
Unless they're leading up to a new title design.
Yeah.
I think that was another thing that Kyle had brought up during our little TSK thing is there was rumors going around of a new title design.
Yeah.
So that way Punk can just hang on. And if that's the case, then fine. Fine. Go ahead and change it and make it a different world title. Hell, base it off the big gold if you want to, for all we give a shit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they did.
So what I do know, what I can tell you, so the guy who designed the AEW World Heavyweight title, he did the he did the one that Orange Cassidy has, the international or what was he, All Atlantic? What used to be All Atlantic? Did that one, the TNT? Like, he's done like most of them. He's out. Like, he's not doing it anymore. Like, he's not making any more. Having said that, you know, people say, well, WWE, the World Heavyweight title, that's the big goal. Here's the thing. The big gold design is not copyrighted.
Okay.
And every maker makes one.
That's true.
Tony Khan could go up to any of them and just say, hey, you know, can you make us a big gold, you know, and put the AEW logo on top?
Yeah. Tweak it a little bit, okay.
That's a possibility.
I don't hate that idea. Kind of like that idea. Kind of like.
I mean, hell, Ric Flair's son-in-law has the OG. Like,
this is true.
Go to him and just say, hey, can we get it just to make a copy of it?
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Oh yeah, Conrad does have it.
Conrad has everything.
He does, and it's all because of his father-in-law.
He has it, or Dan Lambert has it.
Oh God, fucking Dan Lambert. I kind of miss him on AEW television. I'm not even gonna lie. Not even gonna lie.
A little bit.
So, Nigel McGuinness with the fucking sweet line, dropping the sweet tooth reference, saying that he would get sweet tooth. He has a sweet tooth for revenge. Him and the whole Punk series. What can I say? They beat the shit out of each other. This was very reminiscent of the Ring of Honor days. And then Punk pulls out the John Cena, pops the dog shit out of the crowd, and then flips it into Hulk Hogan. Instead of doing the 5-knuckle shuffle, he does a leg drop instead. And then it was fucking goddamn Samoa Joe that actually hulks up and does the point. So, hilarious shit.
And, you know, what I love, and Joe did it, that, you know, the old spot he used to do from TNA where, like, somebody would do something and he would just no-sell and just walk away.
Yep. I love that spot.
Sure did.
Mm-hmm. The first one, Punk was watching him do it, and the second one, he fucking went flying and crashing to the floor, and it worked out awesomely in favor of Joe. It went on for a bit. Punk continuously avoided the muscle buster. He ends up hitting his Ring of Honor fitness, the Pitsy Plunge, at a random, just impromptu, no build-up, bada boom, there you go, finish. And it threw me for a loop. I'm sure it threw the rest of you all for a loop. It's not one of these, the finish came out of nowhere in a positive manner. The finish came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It literally looked like Joe had all the fucking momentum in the world, and then they just died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe was really playing to the crowd, too. You know, I think he was trying to work heel, but it just wasn't working for him.
God,
well,
no.
I think,
you know, all the spots he was doing and just the little...
Oh, yeah, the winker spot.
Yeah.
It's been said that Punk wants to go heel.
True.
And I feel like this is going to become one of those things where Tony Khan doesn't want him as a heel. The crowd is literally telling you what they want.
Yeah.
They're saying, we don't like this guy. Mm-hmm. You know, WWE has made this mistake how many times with how many people?
Yep.
This is going to be one of those. This is going to be one of those instances of Cody. You know, when they wanted Cody to be a heel.
It's Cody Part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, slowly turning into that.
And you know what? It's going to turn into, you know, they say, oh, he's got heat. It's very quickly becoming go away heat. And that's not the good kind of heat you want. It's, you know, and it's happening quicker than it should.
Got anything for me, Harold? What'd you think of this thing?
I enjoyed this match. Not a big CM Punk fan. Not a huge Samoa Joe fan, but I do enjoy me a bit of Samoa Joey.
That's right. This
it was a good
Samoan
match.
Joe.
Good technical match. A lot of callbacks to Terry Funk. Yeah, I love the Terry Funk. Shout out to Patrick Rooney, OGTSK, for pointing out some Terry Funk spots as well that I didn't spot. But
yeah, baby.
Yeah, overall, it was an enjoyable match. The ending was weird. Pepsi Plunge did not look effective at all.
No.
I feel like Punk should have locked in a submission, even if it was just a couple seconds and ref ringing the bell.
I mean, it looked as bad as his GTS from Collision the other night when he was the vampire.
Called it.
If
didn't look that good.
Want both guys looking strong, do the Anaconda Vice and have Joe just pass out.
Yes,
that would have been fine.
That way, Joe can say that he never lost. He didn't tap out, and Punk still looks strong.
Oh God! Then you're gonna build a third.
I wouldn't mind.
Actually, that would have been the fourth.
Win either.
Match was good,
but it's 2-0. It would be 2-0 Punk. Why would you need a third?
Well, no, you don't necessarily need to do a third. It would just still have Joe looking strong,
and which is exactly
Joe
what I was
can be like,
for.
you didn't beat me because I didn't submit.
Yeah, that's a sad reality of it all. But that's also the problem that I think TK does with a lot of his booking. It feels like people end up getting buried, not just beaten, but just buried, and lose a lot of momentum. And it's like, fucking Joe's a Ring of Honor TV. He gets 500 fucking days as Ring of Honor television champion. When the fuck did he get to 500 something days? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, we get into this 6-man and holy fucking shit. What a 6-man. Takeshita, Jay White, Juice Robinson against the Golden Elite, Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi, Hangman Adam Page. The last time y'all saw us, Big Fat Kota rang through the heavens, and Big Fat Kota heard and said, "Watch me change up the game." He is nowhere near like Wrestle Kingdom form, but I'm going to shut the fuck up and eat my words. Kota is back. However, he did wrestle a tad Americanized, very cruiserweight classic kind of gimmick, and I wasn't the most fond of it. I didn't hate it, but I definitely made him feel out of place, especially with those fucking weird trunks on.
To be fair,
all the anime.
To be fair, the Japanese style and the American style, Japanese style is not made for TV, if you will. Like, it's not made for American audience.
For American TV, yes.
Somebody like, well, you shouldn't say Nakamura. Look at him.
It's a man.
Again, modern wrestling fans don't know what to do with him. They don't know what to think of him. I mean, we know because, it's us.
Right.
But your stereotypical, WWE fan who, the casual, they wouldn't know what to do with strong style if it was right in front of them.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's not built for the attention span of the average American or the average commercialization that America kind of pushes. It's this long struggle game that builds into this elaborate story that Americans are a little more used to. Firework. Let's go.
High action, high velocity.
We're easily distracted. We're Doug from the movie Up.
Yes.
That's what we are.
Squirrel. All fucking day long.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
No, sir, no lies being told here. So, I'm really trying to think of how I could put this match into words, and this was probably one of the better 6-man matches I've ever seen. It was, we re-wit the fucking scales tonight as far as Meltzer's thing goes. That or unless we were just riding the high of the Wembley crowd, which is totally a thing, because Jesus criminy, I have never heard a crowd so good in my life. And again, this is a guy that's getting into footy on the English side, and to hear him during the game singing, even when their team's down, is incredible. But when they're involved in the action like pro wrestling, it's a different fucking level. I can put it in no better words. It's a different fucking level. Juice Robinson looked like a fucking madman out there. Looked like he literally took a nosedive into cocaine, got out, got the smallest trunks he can get, told him, blow my hair out and make me look like a lion, and then he went there and wrestled his ass off.
Doing his thing, bro. Doing his thing.
Juice Robinson is quite frankly living his best life right here in AEW, and I am all for it. I'm all fucking for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
CJ Parker, what?
Heard that, baby.
I think the cool thing about this match is the potential for other matches.
Oh,
like we
yeah,
had some
dude.
golden lover spots, so we're at a point in time we're going to get the golden lovers maybe versus Takeshita and Jay White.
Ooh,
And
okay.
Hangman and Juice wouldn't be a bad one if we got that.
That'd be another
backstage.
really good one.
Also, let's point out, they do need some work in their tag division.
Not only tag division, I think we had set up individual singles matches between all
Yeah.
three of the guys. You
I
can
mean-
literally have an individual you can have Hangman against Juice. You can have Coda against Coda against probably Jay White, and then Takeshita and Kenny. Or you could flip those two.
Yeah.
Everybody would love a Jay White Kenny Omega feud. Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah.
Why not?
Oh yeah.
But what I'm
You
saying,
can mix up any conglomerate of those guys, and people will want to watch that. All those
Yeah,
guys are workhorses. All those guys put on the
Absolutely.
show every single time.
Golden Elite versus FTR.
It's coming. I'm sure it's coming at some point. I could break down this entire match, but I'm not going to. You have to get out of your fucking way and watch it. This is by far one of the best six-mans there's ever been. Takeshita wins with a roll-up in the heat of the fucking battle. There's fucking move. There's the fucking Kenny Omega. He does the fucking slam dunk. Takeshita comes in. There's a fucking gigantic knee shot. It's just going. There was a buckshot lariat. And then Takeshita flies in, gets a roll-up, shocks the world, and we're gonna keep going. There's no way this story ends, like I said, like we've been saying. You can branch off tag matches. You can branch off a rematch of this match, singles matches, a fucking parking lot brawl if you want to get fucking bananas. There's so much more you can do with this. And it is
Blood and
it's
Guts.
great. Blood and Guts
Yeah.
is another good one. You can go that route. The fact is all of these guys are being used. There was a point in time, probably about a month and a half ago, I was very worried about what Jay White was doing. I was very worried
Yep.
about where Juice Robinson was on the card. Now they said, guess what? Bada boom, they're up in the fucking top just because of shit like this.
And brought the guns with them.
And again, another team that had been
That's
on a
nice.
lower scale that is flying up, whether you like it or not, is the fucking Guns. Love them or hate them, as they say.
The
Guns
style.
are good.
The Guns and Bullet Club definitely didn't have that on my 2023 card.
Yeah, it works.
It
And
does.
when it first happened, people were shitting. They're saying, "Oh, they don't belong in the Bullet Club. Bullet Club's dead." It works. You gotta give it a chance.
The nerds have been saying Bullet Club's been dead for 15 years. When they've only been alive for 10. So.
You know how it goes. You know how these guys go. When all of a sudden that's not what their favorite writer says, so we have to hate them for certain reasons. But we'll get into that. It's a whole different show for a totally different day. I cannot wait to see where this whole thing goes from there. I'm beyond excited. Okay. Again, how in the fuck do you build this show, put these matches together, and not expect absolute goddamn fucking greatness? FTR against the Young Bucks, AEW World Tag Team titles. I will admit it started slow. A little on the slow side. A little bit like they weren't going to hit that level that the FTR Young Bucks match moniker should hit. And then they said, fuck everything, fuck everybody. They hit that, went a little past it, and left it open for fucking more. And I'm all goddamn for it. What the fuck? I don't know what kind of gear they had on. It reminded me of like a Freddie Mercury kind of vibe.
Freddie Mercury from Wembley.
Queen-ish.
Yeah,
There we go.
That's
Freddie
what,
Mercury
that's what
from
the
Wembley.
jacket was for sure.
Good shit. Loved it. FTR's FTR. They don't have to fucking dress up for you because fuck you. That's why.
Yeah.
And just... I can't. I can't.
What can you really say?
What I can really say is, how in the fuck do you hate the Young Bucks? How in the fuck does anybody in the world hate the Young Bucks? In all God's honesty, seriously, stop it. Just stop for like 2 seconds and put.
Ask Phil.
Put all the bullshit aside. No, but seriously, I mean all the fucking dumb shit writers. I ain't even gonna hear this, but for real, put all your bullshit aside. Sit down and watch them. If you're gonna compare them, and you're gonna compare them to the Usos and the Rock and Roll Express and the does, then fine. Watch a match from Rock and Roll, watch the Young Bucks. Watch a match from the Usos, watch the Young Bucks. And if you can't say they're on par with all these other dudes, that they're somehow less, you're full of shit. You're fucking full of shit.
Son.
It doesn't make any sense. These guys are absolutely fucking incredible. FTR has proven beyond a shadow of a doubt they are more than likely the greatest tag team in the world. But there's still that little bit of doubt. There's still that little bit of doubt. And I haven't seen good tag team fucking stories like this in quite a while. Quite a while.
Amen, Roy.
You know, the Bucks, much like FTR, much like the Usos, are generational tag teams.
Absolutely.
You know, when us older folk, Robin, you and I were in the same generation, you know, you had Demolition, you had Rock and Roll Express, you had, you know, some of the arguably the greatest of all time.
Absolutely.
But let's be real here. In-ring quality of work, Demolition were not all that good.
No.
They had a gimmick.
They had a long reign, that's it.
But
That's it.
the Bucks, absolutely incredible. The Bucks could go anywhere and be incredible. They could go to WWE, you know, work with the Usos, work with the New Day, whoever.
They can
and,
work with
you
the
know,
low-end teams and still do good.
Exactly. FTR, they proved it with the trilogy with the Briscoes. Mm-hmm. You know, and again, it does not matter what fucking company. Every company has incredible tag teams.
Incredible.
And AEW is a company where they will get highlighted more.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Not bad for two guys who, when they were last on WWE, they were washing each other's backs in the shower.
Oh, don't forget to get the low back.
It was great. Great back and forth action between both teams, bringing the usual things that they usually bring to the table. And something I kind of want to highlight, again, for the Young Buck haters, this even goes for FTR haters. A lot of the maneuvers they were doing in this match were moves we've seen before, almost in the exact same way.
I think you're coming up
where
Michael
these
Jack.
teams excelled was in between the moves, the story, the selling, of which that everybody says lacks in today's wrestling entertainment. If you watch this match, it's everything in between these maneuvers that make this match so good. And that's a testament of the talent of these four guys.
Facts.
I think it was very evident with the callback to Cash doing the springboard 450.
Yes, dude.
That's how they lost the titles to the Young Bucks.
This is true.
And, just to kind of come around full circle and do that again, it's just like, you know, there's your storytelling. You know. But the Young Bucks don't tell stories. They just do flippy shit. They just do flippy shit.
As I've said it to you guys. I will say it till I'm blue in the goddamn face. These people that hate on the Bucks, if they were to today tell Tony Khan, "Fuck you, we're out," and they were to go up north, sign with WWE, those haters all of a sudden overnight would become the biggest Young Buck marks. If FTR decided, you know what, we're going back. Same damn thing.
The reality is the people will shut up about what they hate until it's right in front of their face and realize it's exactly what they love.
Case in point, when Cody went to AEW, he's a traitor, he's this and that, but yet, they love him. They've always loved him.
We miss Cody. Where have you been the last 6 years? Just change the channel.
That's it. And we've said that exact line. Just change the channel.
He said it himself.
He was on the other station. Holy crap.
Somebody asked him in an interview, they said, you were here, but then you left. Where'd you go? And he just said, I I still wrestle. I was in Japan. I worked Ring of Honor. He said I worked with AEW.
I had a horrible stint in whatever the fuck Global Force was.
We don't talk about that. we don't talk. That never happened. That never existed.
Never existed.
It's been deleted.
Global Force.
Love it. Love it, love it. Speaking of another thing that I love, and I will admit right off the bat, and I'm going to say it, went a little too long. But Stadium Stampede inside of Wembley was everything I had expected, and then some. Eddie Kingston, Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, Trent Beretta, and Pentagon. For those that are curious, Phoenix could not make it because he has not established residency in the United States. And as I said in a Facebook post, all TK had to do was call a brother, and we would have absolutely said, yes, he lives here, don't you trip, Tater Chip. But he didn't, and because of that, there was no Phoenix. And I think that's probably why Eddie had come in, so... is what it is. John Moxley against the Blackpool Combat Club and Santana and Ortiz. Wow. I don't know when people are going to understand that you can't ask the BCC to do a hardcore match because you're just going to get your fucking ass kicked. Because Jesus Christ. I mean...
I was violent as fuck.
It was all violent. Is it a goddamn understatement? They're fucking wielding forks like it's like the fucking sword in Halo, the one-shot kill. Jesus Christ!
My guy OC got stabbed in the back of the head by a fork.
Fucking blindsided.
Mox is a dude that wakes up bleeding.
Mind you, hold on. I don't mean to interrupt you. Mind you, did I mention that he had the goddamn fork in his pocket?
Yes.
Like he was eating top ramen before, and he was like, "Let me take this fucking shit to the ring with me." Fucking guy. Right? Don't want to use a different fork.
You gotta get your usage out of it.
Somebody else has got to do these dishes.
Let me be the first to say this. I usually get heralded as Harold.
I love it.
A AEW D writer, but I enjoyed this match. By the end of it.
Yeah.
About the first 5-10 minutes of it, I was like, this is so sloppy. It was sloppy.
Just out of control.
It was out of control. The cameramen could not decide who they wanted to follow a spot on. And then after so long, they finally were like, picture in picture. Finally, they did the split screen. But at first, and it just seemed like they were trying to get these spots in. And they kept falling and tripping and slipping, and it eventually found its rhythm. Thank God.
Yeah, I think it was evident. I think it was Penta was doing a chair shot, and they cut away right from the chair shot. It was just
from the chair shot.
What are you doing?
Well, there was an interview, and it was a couple years ago. It was with Gunter, and he was talking about the difficulty of multi-man matches. Is that he said, everyone has to get their thing in, their stuff. Dude. And he says it's hard for a competitor to be in that, but also for fans because it's their attention is being pulled in all these different directions. So, yeah. I mean, a traditional 6-man, that's different. But when there's no rules, like, what are you supposed to watch? Like, me being, having ADD, like, that is my brain. That is me.
Right? Just boom, 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 fucking pinball, because we were all over the place. Like, we had chairs, we had ladders, we had tables. There was
skewers.
Fucking.
Can't forget the skewers.
There was skewers. There was Legos. There was fucking. There was glass.
And we didn't even have to call this a Terry Funk hardcore match.
No, sir.
Hey, that was low key in honor of Terry Funk.
Yeah,
for sure.
Taipei deathmatch. OC wrapping his hand and
bro, that was so sick. I popped hard for that.
Man,
shout out to
what a
kickboxer Jean-Claude Van Damme.
OC was probably the last person I expected to do that spot, but
that shit was sick.
That shit was cool.
Now that I've seen it, I don't want anybody else. I don't want anybody else but OC is the man doing that, and only he should do that from now on. Claudio Castagnoli helped pick up the win for the Blackpool Combat Club. These guys are still unbeaten in fucking just death matches, nonsense, or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Or actually, no, I'm sorry. No, was it? No, Orange won.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the fucking orange punch with the glass. That's
I was
what it
like,
was.
I
He
don't
fucking
remember
pinned.
Cesaro winning.
He pinned Claudio Castagnoli. That's what it was. I fucking read up, messed up my whole typing right here.
Hey, shout out to my boys' best friends. I've been a fan since day one. Since before AEW. They came to AEW.
Fucking-
They were the first AEW t-shirt I purchased.
Poor
They
Trent.
won in front of over 80,000 people.
81,000
Wembley.
plus.
They went from losing on Rampage, on Dynamite, on Collision, they were just there. They were solid for AEW, losing this entire time. Never picked up any kind of gold or any big win. Finally, a huge win. Loved it.
Huge win. It was great. Trent bled his ass off. Sue got a new Mercedes van, came in and just looked like Sue, which was awesome. There's no
Hell
real
yeah.
reason, just Sue, goddammit. So.
With the baked goods. She brought the baked goods out.
Oh, that's right. She brought this. She's here. Trent, give your friend some cookies.
How can you not like Sue?
Sue's the best.
Loved
Like
it.
I want to go to a fucking sleepover at Trent's house just for Sue.
I want Sue to cook me a nice dinner.
Fucking A.
Hey.
Right.
I'll bring a bottle of wine and some flowers. There you go. It's the least I can do.
I think the cool thing about this match, though, just like the other 6-man, it leads to more matches being built.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I had kind of thought of, depending on where Santana and Ortiz are, because we don't know if they're still on good terms yet, but a parking lot brawl with best friends at Full Gear sounds mighty tasty.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And then, if I'm not mistaken, John Moxley has already made a challenge for the International Championship.
Yes, who between OC and Penta, whoever wins that
Right.
match, will
That's on
challenge Mox next Sunday.
Good shit, good shit, good shit. So, we get into the women's four-way, and I don't want to say this one was, we saw it coming. I think we saw the possibility of this match. I think is what it was. We saw the reaction this match would garner, the pop it would get, the whole shabiggity bang, but we didn't think they would actually pull the trigger. But they fucking did. Hikaru Shida, Toni Storm, Britt Baker, and Saraya in her home country. I really hate that saying home country. You know what I mean? Normally it's hometown for us here in America, but they say different weird shit when they're in different places. Saraya did come out to was it Queen, right? I want to say We Will Rock You.
Yeah.
Which was awesome. Good for her.
Wembley shout out.
Huge Wembley shout out. Everybody's loving
Tony
Wembley.
spent some money for music.
Spent some
today.
money. Well,
That
then
was
again,
the only thing they had. They didn't have any debuts. They didn't have any guest stars. All they had was money on music.
Well, that's not, I mean, in all reality, they did have Mercedes Moné hanging out in the crowd, if you really want to get technical.
I mean, they did have
But
a
she
big
probably bought a
VIP,
ticket.
She was in the back. She
list.
must have bought that damn ticket.
That's true. That's very true. She was up there. She was up there. Poor thing bought a fucking cheap ticket. She's trying to save her checks because she's unemployed at the current moment. But getting into this match, at first it was very much what the fuck is their dumb name? Their dumb group name, or used to be group name.
The Outcast.
The Outcast. It was the Outcast versus everybody, and then Saraya's mom got involved, and I want to say she got hit off of a ricochet, and Saraya flipped her lid or something of that sort. And once Saraya's mom got hurt, all fucking bets were off. She turns into the biggest babyface in the fucking industry, makes a comeback, is beating the crap out of her friend Toni Storm. We get some Sheeta stuff. She comes in. There's like a flying drop kick, like a neck breaker. Britt Baker's getting some stuff in. She's looking like all momentum's going her way. She hits this gigantic curb stomp while fucking Paige has Toni Storm in the, what is it called? I forget what the Rampage or what have you, and just murdered the poor thing. There was a lockjaw attempt, but while all that was happening, Saraya sprays Toni Storm in the face with the paint, hits the fucking nightcap, gets the win. Everybody goes bananas. Literally, the place fucking popped. The entire Knight family jumped into the ring. You never seen a brother that should have been in the business be so happy that he actually won something, even though he didn't win shit. It was a hell of a moment. It was a hell of a moment, but there's a lot of questions that come with it now. There's a hell of a lot of questions that come with it. And the number one is, what the fuck do we do from here? Because we've talked about it. It's been made public. Saraya can only really wrestle every 30 days. And this is something that Doc Sampson had started up doing. Because of something that he went in, he's just not, or she's not that, she's still battling neck injuries. So to avoid them as often as possible, she only wrestles once every 30 days. Now, we know that, or I should say, I proclaim that as Brock Lesnar territory, when you show up when you absolutely have to, not when you need to be. And that's going to fucking fuck your division. But with that lovely face in the crowd that we had, being Mercedes Moné, for all we know, they're going to build right to her and Saraya next week at All In, or All Out, excuse me. And not only do you get the giant pop from Wembley, but you have the giant debut and another giant pop in Chicago. And now your women's division is on fire. Am I overthinking this?
There's one small caveat. Mercedes still isn't clear.
Of course not.
When she broke her ankle in May.
Lord have mercy. Well, there goes my plans. There it is. I wrap it up. There it is.
Sorry, Mo.
I mean, wishful thinking. Wishful thinking. It's just I'm trying to do something to help build this women's division. I hate to say it, or no, I'm not. I don't hate to say this at all. I don't. And anybody that hates that I'm going to say it can kiss my ass. This women's division misses a star like fucking Jade Cargill.
I was just saying that to Paulette today. Big Paulette.
Paulette OG, triple OG. But that's the thing, though. They need a giant star, and she oozed the charisma. She oozed your top star. And it went from she's taking some time away to she may not come back. And if she doesn't come back, what are you going to do? What can you do to replace her?
If Jade Cargill does not come back, that has got to be one of the biggest fucking missed opportunities.
Absolutely. Absolutely. She's $1 million. She's the old-fashioned saying of, oh, she's $1 million. That is $1 million. It's a first-round draft pick. That's a franchise player. Whatever you want to call her, that's what she is. And mind you, she was fresh in the biz. Booty cheeks fresh. Fresh as New Day burps. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was fresh, baby.
And every day that Chris Statlander is not on television defending the TBS title is every day that I'm sure it's making Jade more and more pissed.
Absolutely.
Oh, but she's backstage. She can be on YouTube videos. She can be on the Facebook videos.
But the use of defending this title that's supposed to help elevate your women's division is doing nothing. Now you have a champion who can wrestle once a month. What are you doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Hopefully, and this is such a big hope, is that like this is the reset button for the entire division.
Yeah, I could feel that.
You know, I'm gonna say this. Tony Khan's biggest issue from the get has been he struggles with booking and writing the women's division. He has since day fucking one. He's never learned.
No, I won't argue that for a second.
And the problem, and this is what really irritates me, it's not an issue where you don't have the people.
Right.
You do. You have the fucking people. You have every fucking woman they've got can go. You got Nyla, who's just sitting in a fucking catering.
And I was just saying the same thing. I ain't seen Nyla in so long, and she was a champion at one point. Put it on bangers with Rio.
Yes, you have all these fucking people. And this is what's going to happen. You're going to bring in Mercedes Moné. She's going to be the big thing for, a couple weeks, and then...
Yep.
And you know what? Do you really think she's going to be the type that's going to be content to just sit and catering for fucking... No. She's not going to be happy, and you know what? She's going to leave. She's not going to put up with it.
Gonna have Jade Cargill all over again.
Yep.
God, I hope not.
And it's fucking bullshit, and I am goddamn sick of people giving Tony Khan a goddamn pass over this bullshit. Maybe, just maybe Lufisto was right.
Hey.
To an extent, she was right.
Maybe. Just maybe. So, I don't know. The question still is out. What do we do with the fucking women's championship from here on out? Maybe it's Mercedes Moné is the answer to everything. Maybe finally we go and actually hit the, as you guys are saying, hit the reset button and we figure out something different. But something needs to change, and it needs to change fucking fast. And I'm not joking on that one.
Sure.
Something that doesn't need to change ever, never, ever, don't ever fucking change is Sting. Please don't ever change.
Bro.
This guy is 64 years old.
Such a treasure.
64. He main evented WCW and NWA shows back in the late 80s, WCW in the 90s, TNA in the fucking mid and late 2000s. He's fucking 64 years old and looked like one of the best workers in this entire match. And he's old enough to be their grandparent. Every single one of them.
Tables. He's going through tables in his 60s.
No selling chair. Yes, let me stop. Proclaimer, I hate to break it to you folks. Yeah, he's wearing the Bob Burnquist fucking, like, armor. But a 64-year-old doing what he's doing with just a fucking body pad on. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? He gets all the fucking props and then some. And then we talked about Tony Khan spending money on fucking music. How much do you think fucking Metallica charged him for Search and Destroy? I mean, Search and Destroy?
Metallica ain't cheap.
No.
I'm about to say, you might... Fuck, come on. We're talking about Lies. Lies wants all his money.
Yeah,
it was
that's true.
It was. I think and maybe this is just rumor, but when they were using, I think it was for what was the one they used for Boneyard for Undertaker?
Oh, God. An Avenged Sevenfold song, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it was Metallica.
They used a
Was it
Metallica
Metallica?
song. Yeah. When the Undertaker left on the bike, I forget what song it was.
Your guess is as good as mine. The Google machine is where it is. Hit the Google
It was
machine.
Now That We're Dead.
Now that we're there, we go.
They paid $7 million. I heard for that.
Holy shit!
That sounds about
Now
right.
again, I don't know if that's true. That may be bullshit. That kind of sounds bullshit.
Holy
I don't
shit!
know.
Look at
Yeah,
those
that sounds
bums.
pretty not.
But most of that money probably went to Lars.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Because
All of
you,
it with
Lars.
Lars. You kidding me? Are we kidding me? So,
But still, and you're talking about one of the most iconic Metallica songs. Oh, you know that. That was just, I could see that being 7 figures.
oh yeah, it's fucking up there. It's absolutely up there. As much as I can talk about this match, we're talking about crazy ass Sting going through tables, wearing the thumbtack fucking sweater, no selling chair shots, Darby getting fucking just murdered, absolutely murdered at one point where I was like, well, Darby's never moving again, never again, and he just gets up and starts kicking more ass because I don't know what he's on, but I need just a little bit of it. Not all of it, just a little bit of it. They used a fucking shoot-ass coffin, and if you tell me they didn't, I will punch you in the face and call you a liar. This thing bent like real fucking metal.
Yeah, it looked gnarly.
I don't understand how Darby walked away after a couple of these bumps. But great fucking match. I was expecting 2 caskets, but it is what it is. If we can get away with one. Yeah. Sting not losing is great. Swerved looked awesome. I even hate saying it, but
Swerve didn't lose.
Hey, you're right.
His braids were sticking out of the coffin.
Hey, technicalities.
I wonder if that's
But,
going to play into a storyline.
I'm sure he might play it in because that's fucking Swerve. Swerve is willing to go above and beyond for some shit, and it works
Yeah.
out awesomely. I'll even admit
Definitely.
that Christian Cage was pretty good in this one.
Yes, he was.
It's it's hard to admit this fucking guy being any good, but he did his job and he did good as he did it. Again, dude, get the half Joker sting, half fucking Crow sting. I would have been happy with all Joker sting, but hey, the half and half, I'll take it. It was great.
I don't think Christian gets enough credit for his singles work.
I don't think so either.
I really don't.
Mm-hmm.
I just love to shit on him.
And you know what? He eats off. He feeds off of that.
Mm-hmm.
Is Darby booked for Dynamite or Collision?
Right?
Ask Phil.
Because that boy is gonna be hurting a little bit for a couple days.
He's gonna be taped up as I've ever seen. I'm hoping that they give these guys just like a talking week next week, build up to All Out, and hopefully some guys get the week off.
Darby wrestles like he didn't have 3 matches in the last 3 weeks.
Seriously, this fucking kid is bananas.
Well, you got a bunch of people who weren't booked on the show at all. Use them for All Out.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. So all signs point to Darby Allin going against Luchasaurus for the TNT title. Does this make Darby Allin almost an immediate 3-time champion?
I hope so.
I'm glad we're all on the same boat for that one. So.
If Darby does win it, and that just keeps the Swerve Darby feud going, I wouldn't mind. I don't
Not
think
at all.
You guys would either.
No.
You know what? Honestly, I think what you need to do, and I think eventually it's going to happen, Christian Cage versus Luchasaurus.
Oh, it'll happen. In due time, it'll happen.
I think what you do, and this is the way you do it. You guys good out there?
They're coming for us.
West Coast.
West Coast stuff, baby. That's what's called living in Cali. Welcome to the club.
Oh, we don't got that shit out here. But what you do, handicap match, Luchasaurus Christian versus Darby.
Oh, God.
And Darby ends up pinning Luchasaurus. Christian does the whole, Andre the Giant, Bobby Heenan spot where, he's berating Luchasaurus saying, you lost me the title, and then this and that. Luchasaurus just, basically, choke slams him, walks away. Simple as that. It works.
Big man strike, you go down. I don't know. All in all, I'm excited to see what's going on from here. I would love to continue some Darby Allin Swerve, even if that means Swerve eventually ends up with the TNT title. Sign me the fuck up.
Let's go.
I'm all for it.
I'll do you one better. Give me Swerve for the world title.
I think we'll get
a little
there.
early, but give me some time and I'll get there.
I want it now.
We will get there.
In due time.
Right fucking now.
Will Ospreay against Chris Jericho. We were supposed to get this 2 years ago, right? Then the pandemic fucked everything up, and boy, do I mean fucked everything up. I wouldn't say not necessarily. That's not how we started doing Discord, so maybe it wasn't such a bad idea. So, anyway, this was Jericho doing the best Freddie Mercury impression he could do, trying to sing along with the crowd. Fozzy plays Judas as he's coming out. It was very weird seeing him sing and make an entrance. Very, very weird. But it's it is what it is. Obviously, the UK crowd is gonna love their fucking guy. They did by all fucking means, and then they went out there and Jericho did some moves I don't think Jericho knew he could do. He pulled off a fucking what was it? The sunset flip power bomb, or the Canadian destroyer, if you will, and it looked fucking super smooth, just crazy smooth.
And Jericho's in his 50s. Let's be real here.
Exactly what I was getting at. He is not a fucking young fella. A spring chicken. There's a great one.
He's not a young buck.
Not at all. There we go. He's kicking out of a Stormbreaker. He was kicking out of the Hidden Blade. It took so much. It took a Hidden Blade. It took a Stormbreaker and a whole bag of chips even for Ospreay to put Jericho away. Ospreay in a 2-month span has beaten Shingo Takagi, Kenny Omega, Kazuchika Okada and now Chris Jericho. And if you want to get crazy, he can add fucking Naito to that list and officially be the greatest thing since goddamn toasted sliced bread, because that's the cream of the crop right there. All signs point to him against Daniel Bryanson or Bryan Danielson. I don't know when we're going to be able to get that busted ass forearm. It's not an easy recovery. So, but I'm so maybe Wrestle Kingdom.
They made mark of Ospreay. I'm not sure when they did it, of his contract coming up.
That's right. He said it
So
last on Dynamite.
give me Will Ospreay versus MJF.
Oh sure, absolutely.
Yeah, his contract will be up February or March. He said 6
February.
months.
Yeah, I want to say it's a little bit after Wrestle Kingdom.
And you know what? Fucking everybody's going to be wanting to sign him.
Absolutely, he is going to be the hottest commodity in the free agent market.
And you know, I cannot be happier for him.
Oh no,
Seriously,
1,000%. He deserves every penny he's going to get.
Money while you can.
I think he'll do great either way. I think there's a space for Will Ospreay in WWE.
Absolutely.
I think he's got a big enough personality and a big enough moveset to make it, if they want him to pull heavyweight or not. It'll work.
He gives me, honestly, he kind of gives me Triple H vibes. Like when Triple H, was first starting Evolution.
I can see your point.
He kind of gives me that kind of vibe. Like every so often somebody comes along and there is just something insanely special. He's got it.
That he does. He has that it right now, and it's not going away anytime fucking soon. Again, Wrestle Kingdom is 4 months away. He can absolutely have a final banger of a match against a Daniel Bryan or a Bryan Danielson. I keep fucking mixing them up. But I think it would be I think it would be awesome. And what a better place to do it than Wrestle Kingdom. That's a great one right there. Who knows? For all we know, we're gonna get him and Sammy. Will Ospreay and Sammy Guevara could be another banger out of nowhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hell,
Absolutely.
That'll be fire.
absolutely. We get Nigel McGiz. He comes out, thanks the crowd, lets us know it's the paid attendance is 81,035.
What kind of attendance?
Paid attendance.
You
Not
mean,
the staff in the background, not the valet, not
you mean
the fucking,
Saeed Khan didn't buy all those tickets and give them away?
not the motherfuckers paid the shit. He didn't paper the house. He didn't pay $5 ticket. He didn't nothing. These hoes bought the bitch out. I thought it was the FA Cup.
You know what? I don't understand how people can be mad at this. Like, wrestling is in such a healthy spot right now, and as Harold, as you would always say, you love to see it.
Thank you, D. My exact words on Max this past week was when I got into a thing on this lovely Facebook chat in fucking wrestling world. It was, what show is better? The guy's question was, what show is better? And I put on them wrestling. Wrestling is better. Since the competition has blossomed to where it is now, wrestling is better. WWE has gotten better. They've gotten away from stale, the same repeat, the bullshit that we fucking dreaded and hated. AEW decided that we can't always push the lines all day, every day. We got to have something that's a little bit different, and now we're kind of both here. But everything has gone up since the competition had began.
I mean, if we didn't have AEW, doing what they're doing, would we have gotten something like the Bloodline, which is arguably one of the greatest stories that WWE has told ever?
I think you have an excellent point there. They wouldn't have the necessary need to pull a story like that out of their ass if there is no competition in AEW or from AEW.
Absolutely not. We'd get the same two people. For example, we had Apollo Crews and Shinsuke Nakamura for 12 weeks in a row?
Let's not forget, before AEW came around, we had Roman Reigns saying "suffer and succotash."
Not only that, he was fighting Randy Orton every other week.
And putting dog food on Baron Corbin.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Time to get to something good. The badass Billy Gunn has returned. It's him and the Acclaimed taking on the House of Black. A tribute to Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda with the lantern. They wore white and gold.
Loved it.
Just everything about this was awesome from the jump. And then they go out and they have a really good match. They have a really good 6-man match. I want to say the Gun. But Billy Gunn is just a gigantic. I forget how old Billy Gunn is too. I want to say Billy Gunn's like
52, 54, something like that.
I thought he was in his 60s.
I was gonna say. I was just gonna say that. Isn't he 60 or 59? One of the two. I swear we've done this.
We have. But we do it a lot. So.
He's in insanely better shape than any of us.
I was literally
59. 59 years old. 59.
59 years old. He is every bit of 6'4", still to this day. And Brody King, now mind you, again, as a guy that played a lot of football, Brody King looks like your stereotypical offensive lineman. 6'3", 6'4", easy 300 pounds.
Yep.
Easy. Why does fucking Billy Gunn look bigger than him? How in the fuck does Billy Gunn look bigger than Brody King? How does that physically happen? At almost 60 years old.
Well,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think part of it, is the ink. You know, that
Yeah.
I think plays a look in the image. And, also, like, Billy's jacked. Like, Billy spends his time in the gym. Brody spends his time shredding.
I was going to say in the tacos. Oh, wait, my bad.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, Santino Bros.
He's from Cali, I think. Isn't he from Van Nuys?
Brody? Yeah.
Yeah.
618.
Speaking of Brody, he was kind of the MVP for House of Black in this match, I feel. Every spot I can think of in this match has Brody in it.
You say that, and for me, he's the silent MVP in every single one of their matches.
Yeah.
I agree.
This, honestly, get House of Black in the tag division, and I don't mean trios, get them in the fucking tag division, get Malachi Black in the world title picture.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
time.
Run with this faction because this faction's over in so many ways. It's not even funny. Julia Hart, she got scissored me timbered on, so she was out, her right in the cooter. Poor cooter is going to hurt for weeks. Lots of shots of Mercedes Moné. That Primo Coots right there. Make sure you smell your knee pads. But this was a really good overall match. It wasn't like the greatest 6-man ever.
It was what it was.
Solid 3 and a quarter, 3.75 if you want to get crazy. But we did get the beautiful setup where the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn picked up the win. Shockingly, they were the ones that were to beat House of Black. I figured they were never going to get beat, but they win it. It's a great move because in all reality now the House of Black can move on. They can branch out and do bigger and better things. And at the same time, the hottest trios outside of the House of Black are now your trios champions. And for some reason, Billy Gunn, who was hated 6 years ago, is beloved now. And there we go. He gets crowned. It's just happy stuff. Happy.
You talk about reinventing, and I remember watching Billy Gunn back in freaking 1995 in the Smoking Guns.
Yes, sir. Big, tall, skinny Billy Gunn.
What's Bart Gunn doing nowadays?
I think he works at Big Five, I swear to God.
But, Billy Gunn, he was, played the cowboy. He did, the country music, did the rockabilly gimmick. Mm-hmm. And, and you can tell this means something to him, that at this stage in his life and his career, that A, he can still go. B, the fans still love him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, for sure.
And how can you hate that? Like, as a fan, being a wrestling fan, and you guys know I'm critical of AEW, WWE. I will call shit out when I don't like it.
Oh, yeah.
I could not be happier for Billy Gunn.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's a little weird for me to see that he's so over and so beloved again, but hey, I'm going to ride that train with him.
Yep.
And doing the whole scissor me thing. Like, if you had told me 20 years ago that he would be getting over doing this, I would have thought you were insane.
Hell, we all said the
So
same.
Bart Gunn went back to being an electrician after he retired.
Oh my God! Well, hey, at least he's a
That's better
tradesman.
than Big Five.
He's making union money.
Can we at least have him come in just for at least a segment? Like,
Right? Just
Something.
one time.
I mean, he's younger than Billy, so I don't see why not.
Make sure he just doesn't get the scissor reference, like he fucks it up or something. Just so he just is there just to fuck it up. That'd be awesome. Just like
give us something. Like, have him holding a pair of scissors, like 2 pairs of scissors, and just like, I don't get it. And just say, I don't get it.
Yeah, something stupid. It would be great. This was far from stupid, and even beyond great. MJF and Adam Cole, AEW World Championship match. A story that has been playing for weeks on end now. Been pulling at your heartstrings. Been making you contemplate. You're probably losing sleep over it. I know Kyle was, that's for sure. And it's... Some of the guys in the UK chat said it beautifully. This was the match that you dreaded seeing because you did not want them to break up, and you were afraid that was the only way that this was going to happen.
Right.
And it turned out that it wasn't, and we got into it. And
You know, I think realistically, this is beyond. This is long-term storytelling here.
oh yeah, for sure.
And just when you think Max is gonna, because he has the ring on, and you're thinking, I knew it. I knew he was gonna do it. He was gonna turn, and then it's looking like Cole was gonna do it. They teased it. Ultimately, it's gonna lead to one of them. Mm-hmm. And
Very
honestly,
well done.
it needs to be Adam Cole. He needs to be the one to ultimately turn.
And it's leaning a little bit more that way.
MJF he's the biggest baby face in your fucking company.
Quite possibly the whole industry right now. Quite possibly the
And
whole
pay
industry.
him whatever the fuck he wants, Tony Khan. Give him whatever he wants.
I would totally. Trust me. The last thing I'm thinking right now is MJF is going to leave this company. I don't think that's happening at all. So I'm not so worried about that. I felt like this was almost a carbon copy of their last match that they had, as far as like moves wise and what they did. It was just better storytelling. You were a hell of a lot more invested than you ever were. MJF ends up hitting the dive. He gets a giant pop from it. There's Adam Cole uses the heat sinker on him. That was a great spot. Everybody popped for that one. There was just this gnarly brainbuster on the steps, and you swore Max was done. It keeps fucking going. MJF can't bring himself to tombstone Adam Cole on this very stiff table. Adam Cole says, fuck you, I'm gonna do it to you. And then it goes into they're fighting back and forth. They yell double clothesline. They bounce off the ropes, hit each other. It's a double pin. Everybody's beside themselves. Bryce is more pissed off than anybody I've seen because I think he really wanted to see a finish to this match. He said, it's a double pin. Adam Cole refuses to make it happen. He says 5 more minutes, just like he did the last time they had a match. Max grabs the mic. Fuck that. We're doing this until we have a winner in Wembley. And they go right back to fighting as if they're fucking bitter enemies. And just absolute fucking gold. Roddy comes out. He looks like he's going to fucking cause too much interference. He gets kicked out. There's a spot where MJF, as DC pointed out, where he was very tempted to use the ring, decides not to use the ring. There's the Panama Sunrise. There's just all kinds of shit. Fucking Bryce gets absolutely murdered. He comes back. Just fucking absolutely goddamn crazy. MJF gets a fucking inside cradle. Gets the flash pin. What a way to fucking end it. This was an like 5.5 is where I'm fucking starting the ratings. And if you don't like that, you can kiss my ass and go all the way to the back of the fucking line. This was just tremendous. It's storytelling at its absolute finest. Professional wrestling storytelling at its absolute finest. It's going to keep going. It's going to keep fucking going, and I want to.
How they
I want it to. I'm so craving more. I need more. I want the show to still be going. It's 8:30. We're not used to these shows ending at 2. I need more.
Yep.
I was sports entertained.
Sports entertained is beside the like. I was beyond that. I was good old fashioned entertained.
Yeah, as someone that kind of, I have not really been into this whole storyline. To me, at points it kind of sucked. But today was probably the best it's ever been, and the fact that they're going to continue it, that's pretty cool.
And you have that spot at the end after the match where, Max says, this was you were never my friend. It was always about this. And basically he hands it to me and just says, fucking do it. Get it over with. And you think he's going to do it. Like, you think Adam... And Cole's face, it was his facial expressions, they were good. Because you think oh my God, he's going to do it.
Yeah,
he's going to do it.
Really thought about it. Really thought about it, which plays into the lovely spider web that is this story that will continue on until they see fit, and I don't see it stopping any fucking time soon.
I love it.
The coolest thing about it, I think this was a big FU to all the people that said Adam fell off.
Yep.
Yeah.
He did not.
Where?
Not even close.
Where did he fall off?
Never.
This, to me, this main event, this card top down, to me, it was a fuck you to everyone that from day one has said AEW will not make it a year. They won't make it 2 years. Oh, they'll never sell out a huge arena in the U.S. They did it. They'll never go to England. They fucking did it. They'll never be able to sell out Wembley. They did it.
They sure did.
Now,
And they're going to do
real.
it again next year.
WWE had an opportunity to do another show in Wembley. Wembley went to them and just said, hey, we want to have you guys here. And they said, no, we're good. We'll do where they do Money in the Bank, and it was 02, right?
02.
Yeah.
They at Wembley wanted them to do Money in the Bank there.
It would have
And
been
they said
awesome.
no.
But hey, that's called being in fucking full ego mode, baby. Full ego mode.
So you know what? As a wrestling fan, and I've made this statement before, I love wrestling, hate the fans, say what you will, but fuck you, this show was a success. And congratulations, top down to every person. And goddamn, Bryce earned his paycheck.
Heard that.
Hell
boy.
yeah. My boy
I heard
Bryce.
Rice.
Rice.
You
He's
know that
killing it.
boy's hurting.
A little bit.
The hand is sore as a
That
bee if
Canadian
ever.
destroyer he took.
Oh, bro, his neck is sore.
Like a
He needs
champ.
4, 5, 6 beers. Hook him up already one time. So as I was saying, Excalibur did inform us AEW will be returning to Wembley next year, August 25th. And the boys at Max Wrestling are already looking forward, except for me, because obviously I'm not flying to the UK for that kind of shit. There's got a whole bunch of shit happening here coming up soon, actually, I want to say. Don't we got a show happening in LA where we might all have to hit up? So we'll see how it goes.
Possibly
There's
full gear.
full gear. So we'll see how it goes. But that is it. I want to go old school with it. We are the old school fucking retro crew. So out of fucking 2 thumbs, what are we giving the show? Double thumbs all the fucking
Better
way
yet.
around. Oh, fucking the
Double
double
two
sweets.
sweets.
Two sweets.
Double sweets. It was
Not a
fucking
downside
bam,
I
bam.
could think of.
Nope, everything was good. Everything made sense. Everything was enjoyable to the top of the degrees, and we cannot wait for next week and to see what the fuck they got for All Out.
They did it without bringing in an attraction. They did it without any major
Yeah.
debuts.
It
they
was
did
all
it with their roster.
AEW. No cheap pops.
None whatsoever.
That's it, baby. That's it. As FTR says, as all fists, no flips. Real straight to business work. Good shit, AEW again. I can't wait for next week, All Out. We already got a couple matches going, and you already know the game. We'll come back and review that joint as well. But before we get out of here, we got to hit the plugs, because there's all kinds of stuff that's been happening. Rob's been doing stuff. Harold's been doing stuff. DC's been doing stuff, collecting titles and the whole shabiggity bang. But let's kick it off. Rob, what do you got for the peoples?
So come check me out. Linktree/hey, it's Rob. I've been on vacation for the last couple of weeks.
Hey, vacation.
So we're gonna get the ball rolling again. We got some big things coming up. Some online guitar lessons if you're interested in playing guitar, and you could spare 10 minutes a day. Follow me on YouTube. We're gonna get something going there.
Beautiful stuff. Harold, where we eating these days, baby? Where we eating?
You know what? Eating season is over. It is officially spooky season. Halloween season is in. It's time to start getting in all the local haunts. So you'll start seeing some on our Too Sweet Click Adventures page if you like. Eating, tourism, anything in California, anywhere in the nearby area, check us out on YouTube. Too Sweet Click Adventures, also on Instagram.
Do live in the SoCal area. They have hit up places that have been in movies. You do want to check them out. My favorite still to this fucking day.
Halloween House.
Halloween House is a great one, but I'm a sucker for Back to the Future.
Yo.
DC, you could not get past...
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Go for it.
The Myers house from the Rob Zombie Halloween, isn't that also in Pasadena?
It is in Pasadena.
Hey. There it is.
Now me, you know I got the Uncaged show with Mike Larkin. We just did another episode last night. We did a tribute to the late, great Wyndham Rotunda, a.k.a. Bray Wyatt. You know, that one honestly still freaking hurts.
He is a young fella, and it's no bueno.
But, you know, check that out. He should be dropping probably this time next week. Before that, we did an episode of our show where we looked at the best and worst of the Raw guest hosts. Shout out to the late, great Bob Barker.
That's right. Rest in peace, Bob Barker, as well. So as far as Max Wrestling, you could not get past Dazzy for the television title, but they have a blind tag team tournament going on to determine our next opponent. Anybody you're looking forward to?
I changed the game again.
Oh, changing
you don't remember
the game.
I changed the game. It's what I do.
Yes, sir. That's what he does. That's DC for you. That's how he lives life. That's how he does it. But as you can tell, these boys got their own thing going down. As you know, Rob's getting down the gimmick. Harold's getting on the gimmick. DC's been on the gimmick. But if you already know me, if you can check it out, Max Wrestling is what we do every other Thursday, or actually every Thursday, I should say. We bring you all the latest and greatest when it comes down in wrestling history. More focused on AEW for myself, but we do touch on everything because that's how it is. Very blunt and straightforward opinions. No, we are not trying to be nobody. We is our own people. Also, on top of that, Max Wrestling is now going to be hosting KTN Sports, which is going to be just a whole bunch of me talking sports as of right now. Bolt Ran is coming back for you LA Charger fans. Yes, I will be screaming. I will be yelling. And yeah, I'm going to cuss a lot. But you're going to fucking enjoy Bolt Ran. Come check it out. There's already people I want to sign. There's already people I want to cut. Cut time is now. The season starts next Sunday. Speaking of seasons, we are 3 games in. I counted 1, 2, 3 games into the Premier League. Your boy, the American here, is going across the pond to cover the Premier League. Tottenham Hotspurs is the team we follow and is the team we talk about. Number 2 in the league, tied with West Ham Hammers, from the shout out to Nicola. But we'll see where it goes next week. Make sure to check out KTN Sports on Max Wrestling. That's coming at you as often as we can drop them. TSK will be back next week to drop another review because that's what we do, baby, as we cover All Out. And yet we don't know nothing about this card, all of 2 matches, but who gives a shit? We cover it anyway. So with that being said, we went almost a whole goddamn hour and a half, but we appreciate y'all hanging out. Check out the boys is on their YouTube spots. Give them some love and support. Hit the follow and subscribe button right here on Max Wrestling, and we'll catch y'all next week. Too sweet boys, let's get them shut eye.